My name is Tim Avery, and here in Kenya, I serve as publishing manager for Ecclesia Africa and an instructor for NIRT. So I've taught Hebrew and Greek, as well as a little bit of New Testament and church history and other classes. So we offer Hebrew to read the Old Testament and Greek to read the New. Yeah, so we have very good Bible translations, so we can be thankful for that, and we can confidently teach from them and preach from them. The benefit of getting to learn Hebrew or Greek, to be able to go back to the original languages, is at least twofold. One is it allows you as the Bible teacher or preacher, or just a lay Christian, to wrestle through some interpretive questions for yourself that some translations are necessarily having to make for you. Because whenever you translate, you have to make an interpretation of what you're translating in order to then go on and translate it. So it's not bad that translations are interpretive, but they have to be interpretive. So one benefit of knowing Greek or Hebrew is you get to wrestle through some of those interpretive questions for yourself, which helps you more deeply understand the text. The second benefit is that there are certain nuances of meaning that are just really hard to bring out with a simple shorthand translation. So the Greek or Hebrew lets you to peer in just a little bit more carefully to some of those nuances of meaning. Yeah, so on the one hand, we definitely want to help our students develop a strong, you might say, grammatical understanding of Hebrew and Greek, where they could talk in grammatical terms about how the language works and what that reveals about the particular meaning of a biblical text. And we want to try to bring modern linguistic theory to bear on that to help us talk about that as accurately as possible. On the other hand, we also care about trying to help students really be able to retain their Greek and Hebrew and have some fluency with being able to sit down and just read it comfortably and smoothly. And so to help with developing that fluency and that longer term retention of Greek or Hebrew, there's a few things that we try to incorporate into our teaching. First is we really try to fill our students' ears with Greek and Hebrew. So in the classroom, they are hearing Greek and Hebrew read aloud, spoken aloud, a fair bit ideally. And even outside of class, they may be listening to audio recordings or watching videos that have Greek and Hebrew audio in them, so that they're just hearing the language a lot, because hearing the language is really the foundation to being able to read the language comfortably. A second thing would be that we have students memorize the things in Greek or Hebrew. So in Hebrew, you'll be memorizing the Shema from Deuteronomy 6. In Greek, you'll be memorizing the Lord's Prayer from Matthew 6 in Hebrew and in Greek. And that helps you, again, internalize the language more. A third thing would be having a lot of practice reading extended texts in Hebrew and Greek. So giving you texts that are at your level, that you can actually sit down and hopefully somewhat comfortably read through, and just extensive practice reading and rereading big chunks of text helps you get more comfortable with the language. And then one last thing would be, we actually try to use Greek or Hebrew. So we don't just go from Greek or Hebrew and translate it into English, but we might take an English sentence or an idea and try to express that in Greek or Hebrew. And going that other direction, which is a lot harder, is good, because when you can actually actively produce the language, even just a little bit, that makes the language stick in your head a lot more deeply.